Welcome to another episode of Coming Into Being. So give me a minute here while I tap in my message. Oops. Okay, Coming Into Being. So the reason we do this little Coming Into Being series on a weekly basis is to give people that space to come into being. It could be the end of your day now, or it could be the beginning or the middle of the day. And we tend to kind of get up and hit the ground running because there's so many things that call to our attention. So one of the most important things we can do for ourselves, and this isn't just about resting, giving ourselves the space to connect with ourselves. I mean, that's all part of this, but it's also because when we take that time to connect with ourselves, to really be present and come into the moment, the present moment that we're in, and the present space, and really bring ourselves all back into that moment. It's about coming into ourselves, coming into who we are, and moving forward on our journey. So this journey of awakening, this journey of coming into a higher consciousness is really about coming into a higher level for ourselves. And the only way we can really do that is going within, coming into that connection with ourselves. There's a lot of ways to do that, but the way we do it here is to really connect in and just be present. Take that time, give ourselves that time and that moment to be present with everything that's just happening right here, right now, just us, nothing else, no one else, not thinking about where we were 5 minutes ago, what needs to be done a week from today, someone else that we wish we had heard from or that we meant to get in touch with or whatever. Right here, right now, just us coming into that now. Hi, Laria. Thanks for stopping by in the chat. So we're gonna get started. Don't have my water here, so my mouth doesn't get too pasty here. And anyways, take a deep breath in and try to do this. Just kind of take your time. Give yourself this space, this moment, as you listen into this, whether you're watching live or later, to just everything put aside. You can do a little sweeping movement if you want, just to emphasize that. It's like, nope, just me right here, right now, right here in this space. And focus in on your breath, your breathing. Let yourself take some breaths and let yourself kind of slow down with the breath and come into a deeper rhythm with the breath, and really actually do this instead of just listening to this. It's nice to be able to just listen, and it's really good if you can go in and actually do it for yourself. This isn't about me doing the work. This is about me supporting you, giving you that space and guiding you so that you come into that space for yourself and practice if that's what you need to, or just giving yourself that time because your day's been busy. So let's just take a moment to focus on that. Focus on the breath. Close your eyes if you want to. As long as when you close your eyes, your mind doesn't go, you kind of get lost in what's immediately around you. It's kind of a little bit of the emotional space here. So that could be a little clouded over if that got activated. or stirred up. Come in and just kind of bring your awareness into yourself. So you can focus on your spine. Let's stick with the physical body today. So we're just going to go with the spine today. So if you need to keep your eyes open because you wander off, when your eyes are closed, then keep your eyes open. You should be able to do this both eyes closed, eyes open. should make a difference for you. But if you're at a place where it does make a difference for you, then start with where you can go in more deeply without so many distractions. So eyes open, eyes closed. Either way, really tune into that breath. Feel that breath. Feel that movement of that breath. And hello, Michelle. Just saw your little message there, poking up from the bottom there. And in through your nose and out through your mouth, And maybe each time it's a little bit bigger breath, or maybe you're kind of breathing along and then all of a sudden there's a big breath. Take that in, hold it for a little bit, and then release it out. And as you release it out, as you blow it out, just release all the stuff that's not present moment. Everything that came here from before. Keep focusing on your breath, keeping your awareness on being aware of your spine as you do that. You should be able to do that pretty well, given that probably most people are doing two things at the same time, most anyways, at least. If you're thinking about something else and you're chopping your vegetables, you're doing two things at once. So your spine, your breath going in and out. Let's go in a little deeper than the rib cage, but let's start with the rib cage first. The bone structure that connects up to the spine. And if you're breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, my suggestion would be to breathe longer on the exhale, to take a longer count to breathe out. That will help to slow your system down, bring it back into that downward flow. Usually the upward flow is a lot more activated. See if you can get a sense of those ribs. That ribs that connect up to the spine. And beyond that spine going down, beyond the ribs going down towards the lower abdomen. So that whole pelvic assemble. That we use for sitting, among other things. We breathe into those bones that support you. give the body a structure that's more rigid, so gives a more definition to the form. We didn't have those bones, it would be kind of a big pile. Not necessarily a squishy pile, but a little bit more shapeless. Let's bring ourselves back up. Let's go a little bit deeper into the chest and come into our lungs. 2 lungs, 1 on each side. They are shaped a little bit differently. See if you can just get a sense of that. Just kind of feel, bringing your awareness into that chest. So you have to slow your mind down. Feel your awareness dropping down out of the head into the upper chest. Have a lot of stress can come up in the lungs. Yes, and so the lungs have a little bit different shape because of the organs that are below that take up different shape, different positioning on the right and the left side. You can look up an anatomy book to look into that, but feel into that right now. You may be aware at the periphery that as your lungs expand all directions, 360 degrees, top, bottom, front, back, sides, the periphery of your awareness. You can feel the impact, even if it's slight, on the lower abdomen from your chest expanding, pulling up and contracting. As you do this, deepening that connection to yourself. This is your body. We don't often take the time to just be present with ourselves in this way. So your body, I can think, well, it's just my body. There's so much more to me. But your body holds a lot of that. Cellular memory. Cells in your body hold on to emotions, or they can hold on to the emotional content of an experience, or the mental content of an experience. And that will cause disease, that can get passed on through your family, through your DNA of the family, through that structure, because the messaging, the gets encoded into you as your cells form, from the time that those little cells start to divide and form and into you. That imprint is in there. And usually because it wasn't taken care of before it got to you. So taking this time to come into our beings, to really be present with our physical bodies, helps to release that emotional, mental, energetic frequency imprinting from our bodies. So we're doing it in a very general way here. You can literally go into particular points, really bring your awareness into a certain point and shift, allow that to release. It's not always easy to do, but that will create a lot of opening in the system. A lot of reformatting. And even altering the course of illness. And also, by doing this, by taking the time to be present with yourself, really allow yourself to be in your body, just be present, allowing your mind to come to a still place. Develop a deeper awareness. And as you develop that deeper awareness, you can become more aware of when something's coming in to your system energetically, or something's coming through, it's being released. That you can breathe through, you can clear out yourself, just being aware, being present, and just staying connected and present with yourself, and avoid illness. Clear out faster. I've done that for myself. But you have to take the time also. And how much time are you willing to give yourself? Usually we tend to do that only when it's a last-ditch effort for something. But a lot of people have turned their lives around by taking that time to say, no, I need to come first here. I need to really pay attention to myself. And what we are doing here is a very basic way, but a very important, very deep way of doing that. If you can't take the time to do that for yourself, then you can't really be successful in your life. So we'll define success. It's like being successful here for a minute. People tend to define successful as terms of how much money you've made, how much business, how well your business is done, how many achievements you had, have you been recognized. Okay, that's fine. But that's such a small part of the picture. A lot of people have all that. And then the rest of their lives are just shit, just totally falling apart. They're unhappy. They have a nice facade. They look great when they're up on stage singing or in front of the cameras or whatever. Or in their top of the building office, running the whole show. And then their relationships are all falling apart. They can't connect with other people. They can't have meaningful relationships. And this isn't about money. This is just about not having that connection, that awareness with yourself, that self-love for yourself, to give yourself what you need, because nobody else can do that for you. Say, I am important. By giving yourself that connection, that time to yourself, breathing into that, being connected in whatever's there, whatever comes up, and breathing through that. That changes everything else. Everything else follows. Okay, let's move on down to the lower half of the abdomen now. Like waist on down. Start with the spine. Notice your spine. Notice the spine coming all the way down and connecting up into that, again, that basin that we use, that gives us that structure when we're sitting down. So this is an area that needs a little bit more attention. So usually it's like you start with the head, can't come down. It's usually like this is one of the first places, the neck. A lot of holding back expressions. And of course, there's the heart. There's a lot of stuff that comes up to the heart. So here we're moving down to an area. So people manage to get here. That's pretty good, but there's more. There's more to go. And feeling into your gut. Let's go into that gut. That's that whole major part of the abdominal cavity, from where your ribs start in front and down to the hip bones. A lot of stuff in there. Kind of looks like there's a can of worms coming out for people, at least some people. A lot of stress and tension in the intestinal wall. that stress, that tension in the, so there's a muscle in the abdominal wall that is part of the function of the intestines, of moving the food matter through. So that has an impact on the internal, on the inside of the intestines, you know, that will impact flora, just all that's in there for processing food matter, breaking it down. Your immune system, a very important part of your immune system. Hi, Diana. Of your immune system is in the intestines. I think it's called Peyer's patch. I might not be saying that correctly. Peyer's patch. Contributing to your health. So breathing, let's really bringing that beingness, but being present in the moment. There's stuff getting released for people here. It almost feels like blah, 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 coming out energetically, at least. If you feel like throwing up, go and throw up. Don't hold it in. I've had people almost throw up on me when I was working on them, because it's really opening things up and starting to feel that nausea, because all of a sudden something is really coming to life. And by coming to life, I mean, it's like when we push down, repress and push down and push aside emotional things, for example, or just what's going on. What will happen is that will get stored in the tissue at the energetic level, and it's like it kind of goes frozen. You know, it's like that feeling. You're just, you don't go and feel. And so when it's been sitting there, it's like basically like it's like an ice cube, you know. And so when you bring your awareness into that area, and it just your awareness starts to melt that, unfreeze it, bring it back to life. And that's a good thing, you know. So it might feel uncomfortable, make you feel nauseous, but breathing into that nauseousness, that nausea, because something is just thawing out and coming to the surface. It needs to be released. So if you're feeling that, I mean, people aren't necessarily feeling that on the call, but because it's pretty light, but you might kind of start feeling a little bit of that discomfort. And be okay with that. Just feel that. Be present with that. Just breathe into it. And by breathing into it, I mean, you're just being aware of that and staying with your breath, staying present with your breath. Yep, there's still a lot for people. Let's just kind of breathe into that. You know, if you find you're more up here, kind of gently move yourself back down to really kind of waist on down, that whole belly area, your gut. Yeah, everybody's doing real well moving through this. Just if you are feeling any cramping, just do your best with that. Of staying with it, of yeah, there's kind of this going back and forth for some, just kind of that contraction and a little bit of release, contraction, and trying to release, but it contracts back up. And use the breath to help that move that through also. Like there's that wanting to relax, but not quite being able to let go completely. There's a little bit of letting go that starts to happen, and then contraction. So it kind of goes back into that imprinting. Okay, releasing out. Good. And clearing that gut out will clear out the head. At least help in clearing that out. And a lot of times, brain fog can be caused by what's in the gut. Okay, going to take a nice deep breath in. Hold it at the top. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it longer. Hold it as long as you can. And then when you can't hold anymore, see if you can hold one more breath and hold it and release it slowly out through the mouth, allowing everything to just release on down. Okay, very good. Then just kind of slowly open your eyes. Take a moment to be present. By noticing the space around you, noticing the objects around you. yourself release just a little bit more deeply with the breath, releasing that tension, that holding, any remnants of that. And just letting yourself be in this very quiet space, yeah. And just back to normal breath, normal breathing. And letting yourself just, again, go a little deeper into being aware of your environment. Feel your body and your environment. Feel where you are, have a sense, not just by looking. It's like, oh, I'm here in this part of the room, but really feel into being in that place, that position, in that part of the room, where the walls are relative to you, where the ceiling is, where the floor is, relative to you. Letting yourself drop down through your awareness. You're being aware of your room, but letting it drop down through the floor, through the building, down into the earth. As if you're just letting yourself relax in. Maybe a nice comfortable bath or nice comfortable bed. Letting yourself come into deeper relaxation, surrendering to that being taken in by the earth. Oh, very nice. Very nice little meditation there. Nice way to end the day if it's your end of your day. Nice little break if it's the middle of your day. A nice refreshing. I feel a little bit on the, I don't want to say sleepy, but on that slower side. But so if you're in the middle of your day and it's a slower side or beginning of your day, and you're kind of feeling in that slower pace from this meditation, and just give yourself another minute. A minute's actually a really long time if you let yourself kind of really be present. And allowing that aliveness to come through, that presence to just come back on its own. It's kind of coming back in now. Feel that? Feeling refreshed. Feeling relaxed, feeling at ease. Maybe even just positive, on the positive side. Maybe not necessarily joyful, but positive. there we have it. That's what coming into being does for us. Bringing back kind of that lightness, positivity, just from connecting ourselves. Nothing external here. It's all just kind of being present with ourselves and letting that unfold, letting whatever comes through in that moment. By when we take the time to be present with ourselves, and whatever comes through could be not fun stuff, but being present with that, allowing it to open up, to shift, to release, to transmute, so that you can reconfigure around that, reorient in a freer place. So good job, everybody. Okay. Well, we will call it a day. It's the end of the day for some of us, and so calling it a day for us, calling it a day. That's it for today. Yes. And we had a great anchor point group on Sunday. Really nice. Yeah, you're welcome, Ilaria, and thank you for stopping by. So hopefully that's a nice chill down for you to get ready to turn in, because I know you're on the evening side. And yeah, another really good ply session too. So those that did both kind of back to back, double whammy, that was really good, I think. Got people some really, really good deep clearing for people, and coming more into that heart space and releasing. So really nice. And next week we will be back again. And you're welcome, Diana. Glad you stopped in too. Good to see you. So take care, everybody. Is there anything else? No. Okay, if you're watching this, yeah, just a little quick thing that's coming up to say what I've started putting down, and it's just whoever, if you're inclined to do, just if you look at the description on for the event. Right now, that's on YouTube and Facebook. If you're inclined to do what I'm calling a value donation, so it's about tuning into yourself and finding the value that you have, that you receive, and what is that value that you would like to give back. There's a link on there, and you can give whatever you want. It's open form. But really tuning into that, it's an interesting practice to do, of tuning into yourself and what is that value that you hold for yourself with what you receive and what you give. Finding that balance. So you're welcome to do so. Anyways, so that's it. That's it for today. And we'll see you all next week. Same time, same place. At 3 p.m., I have to think, at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. For part of Europe. Because I know it's a different time for London, isn't it? But anyways, so 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. and Central European Time is 9 p.m. And wherever else you are, you've figured out for yourself. So anyways, take care, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, thanks, Michelle, for stopping in too. and whoever else shows up. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you next week.